Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dillon Dialogue. I'm Suzanne Phillipson, the Marketing and Communications Manager for the town of Dillon, and I'm here with our town manager, Nathan Johnson, to talk about what happened at the February 20th council meeting. Hi Nathan, how's it going?
It's going great, Suzanne. How are you doing?
Good. So we started off the meeting with a work session, and we talked about the Trails Master Plan that was presented by Zarin and Associates.
Yeah, so during our work session, we spent a lot of time on the Trails Master Plan and what Zarin and Associates are recommending to the town. A lot of discussion about priorities and prioritization matrix on which projects need to go before others, and looking at it holistically and try to pare down in different corridors such as like the nature preserve, the cemetery, Tenderfoot area, the trailhead at Tenderfoot on County Road 51. But then also in town, this project started with a former council member talking about how do we get some of these bicycles off of the rec path and onto a dirt trail to alleviate some of the congestion points that we have on our rec path throughout the town core, especially right around the amphitheater into the marina. So a lot of different ideas that came from that, a lot of other potential trail connections, connecting one of our business areas, an enemy, to the town core, and then seeing what we could do with the nature preserve as well. So we're pretty excited about it. We're going to talk about that here in a future council meeting to try to figure out what the exact priorities are, so then we can adopt the plan and then try to apply for different grant funding to try to make some of these things happen. So we're pretty excited about it. We have a very robust system right now, and we want to make it better, and I think our town council is very committed to that. So it's pretty exciting times. Granted, we're just in the planning stages, but moving forward, I think it'll be great. Yeah,
and what a great way to really highlight some of our great natural features that we have in Dillon and all the rec that we have going on too.
Yeah, we have a lot, and one thing I wanted to mention too is that disc golf area, the archery range, the cemetery. We're working on different projects out there to increase that user experience and make it more friendly to various different things, whether it is the disc golf or archery, but then also making it more connected to the other areas. So across Highway 6, the nature preserve, seeing how we can connect those two together and play into those existing trail systems there. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, those areas are super fun.
Yeah.
Speaking from personal experience, I love those trails. And then we launched into the regular council meeting, and we had just some housekeeping items to discuss. And then we talked about the Marina Overlay District, or the Marina Overlay Zone District. And can you talk a little bit about that?
So the Marina Overlay District is essentially to formalize what we're already doing down on the lakefront, primarily at the marina with the tiki bar, the restaurant, our marina uses. We're selling fuel at the marina, and it's not just during the summer months now, it's year round. So formalizing things like that, but then also adding, and it's essentially an overlay district on the existing zoning to allow for things such as maybe there's a potential restaurant adjacent to the amphitheater that can play into the amphitheater and the marina and some of our other amenities that we have on the lakefront. So we really wanted to clean that up, and we felt that doing this overlay district would allow us to achieve some of these bigger goals that tie into our master plans, such as the Marina Master Plan, but now we're talking more globally with the Lakefront Master Plan. And how do we really make sure that what we're doing fits our goals and policies and desires, but then how does that tie into our existing zoning? So that was the main goal of that. Town Council did approve that, so that's going to go into place. One of the things that sort of ties into that, there's been a lot of conversation about an additional restaurant or additional restaurant space. We did put an RFP out for the old Crow's Nest location, for a potential conceptual design, sort of like a mock-up and general feasibility study. That RFP went out a couple weeks ago. In that first week, we had, I think it was 40 different people or 40 different entities nationwide download that proposal.
Wow.
Or that RFP request. So we're pretty excited. Actually, Friday at 1 o'clock is a walkthrough of that site. So we hope that we can get some sort of group or consultant on board to assist us in determining whether or not we can make this a reality. So
Yeah.
we're getting closer, and I think a lot of these things, and especially relating back to that overlay district of tying those into the master plan and having everything working collectively together is an ultimate goal here.
Yeah, I mean, that area is so beautiful. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a restaurant there? And I know it has been talked about in a lot of the marina master plans and the lakefront master plan like we've been discussing. So exciting to see that stuff kind of moving forward.
Very exciting.
Yeah. And then our next meeting is going to be on Tuesday, March 5th, and we have some pretty interesting topics coming up for that meeting.
Yes, Susanna, during our work session on March 5th, we're going to be talking about 3 different topics. The first topic is going to be the potential of closing Buffalo Street at Uptown 240. I believe back in summer months of 2022, we had a discussion at that time, and it was determined by the council to do a survey of those residents. So we have those survey results. We're going to bring those survey results back to council to further discuss the issue. And the primary reason of that is that Uptown 240 closed, or I should say the sale closed Monday in bankruptcy court. So that project looks like it's going to happen here sometime soon. We hope. We're going to keep our fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
We're definitely not going to hold our breath there. But we're going to talk about closing Buffalo at Uptown 240, and then we're also going to talk about parking requirements, incentives in the town core, primarily centered around restaurants. Some of the town council's goals right now are restaurants in the town core, of course, workforce housing. That's been a continual topic around the county, and then revitalizing the town core area. I think is probably the biggest priority for council right now is how do we inject life into the town core, and if we can incentivize businesses such as restaurants to locate in the town core and not have to pay a deficient parking fee, that could potentially help. And then the third thing, we've been talking about this countywide, and actually there's a summit stage meeting this morning to talk about microtransit. And we're looking at microtransit. I know our council wants to potentially partner with the summit stage and some of the other collective areas for a pilot program. This sort of goes back to our meeting that we had about the Highway 6 roundabouts, that this could potentially be a short-term solution instead of spending multi-millions of dollars on roundabout infrastructure to potentially pay for microtransit and have more connectivity to some of these different areas, such as Corinthian Hill, Oro Grande, but then ancillary areas in the town core where the summit stage currently does not run. So we're looking at that. We want to actively work with our partners at the summit stage and, of course, all of our local government partners in the county to try to make this a reality. So that's what we have coming on March 5th. A lot coming down the pike. We did have a planning and zoning meeting last week too, so last Wednesday. What they considered was a PUD, or planned unit development application for the redevelopment of the Best Western site. That resolution was approved with conditions that are going to be sent to town council. So you'll also see on the March 5th town council meeting is under the consent calendar is the first reading of that PUD plan. We are anticipating that the second reading and public hearing for that is going to be on March 19th. So a lot going on there. It's a pretty sizable project in terms of redevelopment, and we'll see what town council has to think on that.
That's great. Yeah, a lot coming up in March, sounds like, so we're looking forward to it. Join us at our next meeting on March 5th if you would like to attend. Work session will start at 4:30 and the meeting will be at 7. And we'll see you next time on the Dillon Dialogue. Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you, Suzanne.